There we are. Oh no! I forgot the reset button isn't a reset button, it's a start button. Okay, so here we go. I think that's what we're looking for. Telephone piece, right? That guy's the bad guy, I think. Okay. Oh, he took away our thing. Oh, look, there's Elliot, right? Oh, here's 2 pieces. Or is that it? Is that 3 pieces? I can't tell. I don't know my phone. So we're building our phone is like the point of the game. They're like 3 pieces to E.T.'s phone. There's 2 bad guys who wander around. I think there's like a government guy and like a scientist guy. Oh no. Okay, so I think he took one of my phone pieces away. I don't know if it goes back where it was. No! I don't know where I am. Okay, this does not appear to be the screen I was on before. No! No, he got me! Help! Help! Every time I take a step, that guy is chasing me down. Okay, so my phone piece didn't go back where it had been. Oh, really? I really don't know what I'm doing, my friends. I keep falling down the same pit I'm already in. How do I get away? What? What is this nightmare? Oh my goodness. No, leave me alone, man. Oh, he took one of my phone pieces. Okay, thank you very much for bringing me here. Okay, so this one black dot here is a piece of candy, and I can pick that up and I can make E.T. eat it. To get energy back. Oh no, I'm dead. All of my phone pieces are gone. This is nightmarish. think you really have to take this game from the beginning, because when I'm brought back to life, I only have 1,500 energy. And that's not really enough to do much. Hey, there's another phone piece? Question mark. What is this? I can't pick this one up. Oh. I can't get out. I don't have enough energy. Oh no. Oh, there we go. I don't know what the flower was all about. Does E.T. bring flowers back to life in the movie? I don't even remember. I haven't watched E.T. in like, I don't know, 30 years. It's been a very, very long time. Why? I don't understand why. Like, I get when I walk over a hole, I know why I fall down a hole then. I don't know why the walking to the edge of the screen. Oh, okay. I take it back. Look, there's a hole touching the edge of the screen. It's all my fault. I don't know what I'm supposed to do when these people show up to take me away. I don't think there's any way to defend myself against them. Oh, that's it. Okay, I'm dead. E.T. dies, Elliot just leaves him out in the yard, and the game ends. This game is baffling. So I don't know if difficulty A and there's difficulty A and difficulty B. Like, I don't know. Is there an easy mode? Was that hard mode? Because it sure felt like it. Let's give it another shot. See how it goes. Immediately I'm being harassed by the detective. Once you go down into one of these pits, it is exceedingly difficult to get out. I don't know if being in a different position in the pit is worthwhile. If he just wants to hang out down there in that left corner, I am highly in favor of that. I gotta get out of this pit. Well, I live here. I live here now. How? How do I get out of here? Nothing I'm doing is working. Oh. I'm gonna be here until I run out of energy. Like, I'm holding up, and like that's holding straight up. You have to hold up to get out. There's left. There's right. Right looked startlingly. Right looked the most promising of all. What in the world am I supposed to do to get out of this pit? I have wasted 6,000 energy trying to get out of this one pit. I don't think it's possible. I think it's a death trap. Oh my goodness. Will you leave me alone? Oh, well, here we go. It was nice knowing you, friends. Yeah, so I mean the thing is, when Elliot restores you, like I said, he doesn't give you any health. It doesn't give me any energy. What am I supposed to do with 1,500 energy? 1,500 energy won't even get me out of the pit. Am I doing something wrong? Or is this just the way the game is? I honestly can't tell. I must be doing something wrong, but there we no. Oh look, we found the thing. Oh my goodness. There's so many places where our collectibles could be, and all of them are so difficult to escape. I have some serious doubts as to our ability to make progress in this game. I'm just going to switch the difficulty lever to B and see what it does. Okay, restored the flower for style points. You know, somewhere out there, there's a leaderboard for this game, and some absolute madman is at the top of that leaderboard. What am I doing to myself? Hello, Zinchan. Welcome to an absolute nightmare of a time. What made me think this was a good idea? Fun fact, there were more than 1,300 copies of E.T. for Atari that were buried in the New Mexico landfill in 1983. I'm familiar with that story. I didn't know that it was I didn't know it was that many copies. I gotta say that burying this game in a landfill was the right move. Oh man. Those pixel perfect pitfalls. You aren't kidding. Once I get down into one of these pits, I really don't know how to get out. Whether or not I make it out is all luck based. There must be some optimal way to hold the joystick, right? Like, look at that. I was moving in the optimal direction, the shortest distance away from this thing, and I still can't get far enough away before it counts me as falling back in. Like, why didn't they think to program it to where you can't go back into the same pit twice? I mean, oh my goodness. There has to be a way. I don't know. I don't know that that's true. I don't know that there has to be a way to do it. I wonder, for Atari 2600 World Records, I wonder if it's acceptable to use the Genesis controller, or if you have to use a joystick. Because it does seem like it would be cheating to me to use a Genesis controller, but I can't imagine that they make every speedrunner for every Atari 2600 game have a hand camera, and how would you prevent them from using a Genesis controller otherwise? You might need to use the original hardware. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. It's like, you should... As I'm saying, you should be required to use original hardware. But I don't know that they can... I don't know if they can actually... ensure that happens effectively, because the thing about it, the Sega Genesis controller, I mean, you probably know, but just in case anyone doesn't, a Sega Genesis controller will plug into a 2600 and work perfectly. Both the original Atari 2600 joystick and the Sega Genesis controller have the same plug on them, and so you can plug it in and it works. I think universally. It definitely makes for an easier time controlling a lot of these games, at least if you're like me and you are very much a D-pad kind of person. I love the grainy filter. Yeah. That grainy filter is called radio interference. Again, I suspect you know that, but... That would be better for sure. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely it makes for an easier time, but I gotta go joystick, you know. I gotta even though it's not my preferred way to play, I gotta stay classic. Classic CRTs. Yep. So the snow comes and it goes. It's we had a lot of clear footage for a while. I don't feel I don't feel like I'm learning anything or making any progress. Hang on. So there's something about like in this game, what you're seeing at the top, that like that arrow is like ET's power. And depending on where you're standing, he can use a different power. Like he can teleport in the direction of it. He can, well, like this, when you're a pit, all he can do is fly. But I've got an ability to, I mean, look, there's no way to get off of this pit. Oh my goodness. I take it back. It happened. So like when it's a arrow, it will teleport me to another screen in that direction. When it's a question mark, I don't know what it does, of course. Nothing. When it's a circle with a dot in the middle, it lets me eat a piece of candy to restore some of my energy. And I don't know what the other things are. So this is a piece of candy. I picked it up, now I got a 1 there. So if I find the right spot on the overworld, then I can eat a piece of candy to restore some energy. But it's such a small amount, it doesn't really matter. And now I'm dead. I feel like it was intentional to be... Oh no, that was the end of the game. I feel like it was intentional to be there anyway. It makes it look better too. The snow? You're the second person to say that tonight. Sparrow also was enjoying the snow. The music's the best part of this game. It's one of the few games that I have come across that has music. It's not good music, but it's better than anything else in the game so far. Okay. Fresh start. Come on, let's make it happen. Okay. We can bring this flower back to life. I don't know what the point of doing that is, but I guess I don't see a reason not to. All right, you know what? It is easier to get out of the pits if you do it very slowly. Yes, indeed. Not enjoying my job right now, however. My sympathy, Sparrow. I'm sorry to hear that. The music is just like a person completely deflated of all motivation and will to live, trying to play a kazoo in tune and missing everything by like plus or minus 30 cents in pitch because they had a cut full of everything. That detective take you to jail? I think so. The detective takes you to jail, and the scientist takes you to the laboratory, which is functionally identical to the jail. So, like, here, look, I've got this up top. I don't know. My ability is the jail, so I don't know. Like, I don't know what that does. Just whatever, like, E.T.'s, like, special ability changes depending on where he's standing. It's very strange. If the detective takes me to jail, I lose. So I'm supposed to collect 3 pieces of E.T.'s telephone. And if the detective takes me to jail, I lose at least 1 piece of the telephone. If the scientist takes me to jail, I'm not sure what happens. Sometimes I lose a piece of the telephone, and sometimes I don't. And once they grab me, I'm not sure that there's any way to escape them. Like, see this ability. I don't know what that is either. I think that's where I'm supposed to go to call the ship, actually. I take it back. I think if I get all 3 pieces of the telephone, I'm supposed to go to that spot to use it. I don't know if I mentioned it when you were here or not, but I tried reading the instruction manual earlier today, and I didn't fully understand everything I was reading because I was distracted at the time and because none of it made any sense to me without the context of the game. I didn't actually have a copy of the manual. I just had a copy of all the text from the manual that someone had typed up in an HTML document. So there were no pictures of anything that the manual was talking about. If I asked how are you feeling today and the person says like the ET music on Atari 2600, that is a very valid response. What gets me is the detective-looking dude appears to have a remarkable amount of detail for a 2600 game. It's almost suggesting that the system was probably quite capable, but the excessive LSD usage encouraged by Steve Jobs and the development teams meant that the best we got were Spartan, jagged lines, and rudimentary plot lines. I don't even know what to make of that, Sparrow. How in the world did I go from the... Did I travel... Man, would this guys leave me alone for a minute so I can sit here and think? I'm going to go down here to think. How did I travel off screen to the right and end up immediately in the bottom of a pit in the middle of the next screen? Like, I would have accepted it if I was in one of those pits on the left that was on the left-hand side, but for it to put me in a pit in the middle of the next screen. Doesn't make any sense. I skipped all that terrain. I don't know, my friends. I really don't think I have any hope of figuring this game out. Steve Jobs was developing games for Atari, and that was also the point where he was not wearing shoes and partaking in illicit substances. I just don't know any of this history. So I need to not only get out of the pit, which is not going to happen. I need to get out of the pit. I need to get out of the pit, and I need to find the spot where I can eat my candy. But even then, if you run out of energy once, you're doomed. They did not give you enough They did not give you enough energy to do anything of value upon restarting. See, when I get to this point where I don't have any energy left, I just don't know what I'm even supposed to do. There's a story about how he convinced Steve Wozniak to write the breakout game for Atari and paid him about a third of the total money they earned and kept the rest for himself. Why on earth we should evangelize people like this, I will never know. The detective walked right past you. I don't even think I noticed. This game is this game is very irritating. So I didn't notice any difference switching the difficulty lever, at least not the one on the left-hand side. I don't think the game select lever does anything. Oh. It does. Take it back. It changes the number at the top of the screen. I don't know what 1, 2, or 3 mean, though. Again, it's all my fault. It's all my fault for not finding a manual I could understand and reading it, but... Oh my goodness. Based on what I did read, I don't know how much it would help. Like, why isn't the game... The game should be separated into stages, right? Like, there should be... Because I know it's just going to loop, but like on the first loop, you should play without the detective and the scientist running around. It should just be E.T. just falling in holes and looking for the pieces. And then, after you've completed a loop, then start to add the people in. So that you can at least figure out anything. You need a safe environment to learn how to play the game. Instead, I have this detective living on top of me. So once they're chasing me down, I'm not really sure what to do about them. Like right here. What? Leave me alone, guy. He took my phone piece. You see, even if they don't manage to get you back to the prison, they still take away your phone piece, and that's just as bad. Don't mind me, though. I just went on a rather cathartic rant with a new employee at my job about the way things are run there. And I'm well primed for passionate expression of frustration right now. Sherlock seriously needs to back off. I don't even want to come out of the pit because I just feel like he's going to be up there waiting for me. Well, the other one is. This is a miserable experience, my friends. You know, I've feel like I've watched gameplay of this before, and I've watched it and thought, oh, it doesn't look so terrible. It doesn't look that bad. Man, it's that bad. Oh, I think it's giving me a headache. It's so bad. Where did the person even come from? I never even saw the person. This is a game that they blame for the crash of the entire video game industry in the US, and with good reason, it seems. This and Pac-Man. The Atari version of the Pac-Man deserves part of the blame for that. Though Pac-Man is absolutely glorious compared to this. I died in a pit with a flower in it, but when I was brought back to life, the flower was gone. He took my phone piece. This game is very, very upsetting. I don't know what the point of what I don't know what the point of restoring the flower is. I do it every time I get a chance, but I've never noticed it change anything about the game or my situation. I think when the scientist grabs you, I don't think there's any way to escape that. I feel like I'm just checking the same pits again and again and again, but at the same time, I also feel like where the stuff is hidden keeps moving. What am I supposed to do with 1500 energy? I can't even get out of bed in the morning with 1500 energy. This game makes me very unhappy. It's not a good time. This does not spark joy, not at all. Not at all. I'm feeling very grumpy about this game. I'm gonna give it one more try. The detective, why? He's just there, just waiting right for me. And look, he's so much faster than I am. I have no hope of escaping him. Was I on the screen already? I don't even remember. Oh, gotta head to bed. Another early day tomorrow. Have a great stream, Frownie. Hopefully the next game is better. Thank you, Zinshawn. I appreciate you dropping by for a while. Sleep well. Oh my goodness. See, I found a phone piece, but it doesn't even matter because immediately the detective is right next to the pit where I found it. And now I got no idea where to look because it doesn't go back to the same spot. That just takes me back and forth to the same area. I've been grabbed. What an awful, miserable game this is. I cannot say enough bad things about this game. So I just, like, what is the strategy here? Because as soon as I land, the person's going to get me. Just let myself be abducted? Is that the strategy? Now the detective's going to come for me. I don't have anything for him to steal this time. At least there's that. Yeah, come on over. Why not? Again, I don't have anything for you to take. Oh, here we go. Nope. How can all of the pits be empty? Where could my phone piece be? Oh, he took my candy. I did have something he could take. He took my candy. What a jerk. None of these pits have anything in them. Is it possible that the phone pieces just aren't here? Don't think I've seen one, have I? I checked all 4 of the pits on the stage, on the screen that has 4 circle pits. I checked all of them. I didn't check these. checked all of them on the screen that's got the two that look like sideways V's. This is simply not possible. This is the most progress I've made in, like, I don't know how long we've been playing this game now. Oh, and it's all for nothing. So I'm pretty sure when you die, all of the locations of the stuff in the pits shuffles. Because I died in a pit with a flower once, and when I came back, the flower was gone. So, everywhere that we've already checked, we now have to check again. Provided we can ever actually make it out of this pit. Oh, man. Look at this. We actually found all three pieces of the telephone. Can you believe it? Oh, I'm dead. I really don't want to play this anymore, but we just did the best that we've done, so I feel like I can't stop there either. Should at least give it another try. I mean, what if that means I'm improving? I'm sure it means no such thing. We got a piece, but the detectives are right here, so... And it's gonna spawn me on the wrong side of the thing, so... Why won't he just go away? Why does he have to be there? I don't like these people. I don't like them at all. I think I know where the spot to make the phone call is. I think I already checked all these, right? There's 2 pieces. Oh, great, the detective's there. Let me get out of the pit, please. Let me get out of the pit, please. No! The detective got one of my pieces. Oh, what a jerk. He was instantly there. There was nothing I could do. Like so many times before. We're doomed. I think the only way to do this is you have to get it just a perfect run where you never get robbed by the detective. Oh my goodness, we got all the pieces. Can we elude the detective? Probably not. Oops. I've got so little energy left. Oh goodness, there he is. No! No! Why is he on every screen? That's not fair. I don't know if I'm supposed to get there when the timer runs down or before the timer runs down. Right here. No, leave me alone, scientist. Leave me alone, leave me alone. I can't get away. Oh no, I'm not going to make it. No, this is where I'm supposed to be and I missed it. Oh, this game is terrible. This game is infuriating and terrible. Let go of me. Let go of me. Leave me alone. We were so close. We could have beaten it. We could have beaten it. And now we never will. I'm so hopeless. I feel like I'm supposed to just hide in a pit. This is where we're supposed to be, I think. But it doesn't matter because the detective took my phone. I have suspicion that in high security jails the world over, this is the only video game they're allowed to play there. In fact, I believe they're forced to play it 3 hours a day in order to get some perspective. Wow. Oh my. Hello. Oh. Hello, Kylet500. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Kylet's friends. Welcome to a terrible time. Oh man, you picked a doozy of a time to drop by. This game is absolutely brutally terrible. But welcome to the stream. Hello, Jared T. and Mile Hyrule. Hello, the Mecha Kong. And Dio Chomp. Welcome in, welcome in. I saw ET and had to raid. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Jared T, thank you for the follow. Thank you very much. Thank you. Much appreciated, my friend. Doozy time is best time. I got really close. So I've had 2 games where I've gotten all the pieces to the phone. And I've had one now where I've managed to call for the spaceship. I just haven't been able to get picked up. I usually, so I'm no stranger to torturing myself with games. I usually do it with games that are brutally difficult on purpose and not just because they're terrible. But tonight, well, at least for this part of the night, this is what we've got going on. Oh wow, thank you so much for the follows. Thank you, Mile Hyrule, Venoman, and Kylet. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. All right, so this is we've probably already lost this attempt because I've wasted too much of my energy. I have, through a combination of reading part of the instruction manual and just playing, kind of developed a few strategies for what to do and figured out how some of the things work. There's still a lot of the game that's mysterious to me, but I have been making progress. I have a suspicion that it might be impossible to complete this game because it was never coded. I do believe it is. I mean, with Atari games, like, completing the game is like, there's most Atari games don't have an end, right? They just loop. I do believe it is possible to complete a loop, though. I don't think I ever completed a cycle of this, but I don't remember hating it. Oh man, I've got nothing. I've had nothing but bad things to say about this game. Oh. I see you're playing Castlevania Adventure. How is that? Oh man, Castlevania Adventure, I am a big fan of that game. I played it for the first time about 2 weeks ago. And um, wow, it's a really good time. And I'd heard nothing. I'd heard nothing but bad. I like the Castlevanias. Especially I like the classic ones with the fixed jump arcs and the sluggish controls and all that. Um, those I really like. But I'd heard pretty much nothing but bad things about the Castlevania adventure, or very underwhelming things. And I finally gave it a try myself, and I loved it. I thought I had a real good time. I think the game is highly underrated. I had the world record holder for speedrunning Castlevania Adventure in every category. He was in the chat that night by coincidence, and he's been encouraging me to learn to speedrun the game. So my first playthrough, it took me 6 hours to get through the game, and then I tried it again last week and made it through in under an hour. So I think that's a significant improvement. I'm not I'm not doing anything of value in this game right now. But I've had a good time with it. I'm going to give it another run later this week. I'm thinking maybe Wednesday night, and see if I can get a somewhat respectable time, and maybe get myself a spot on the leaderboard. I don't have any serious ambitions for speedrunning. It's not really my type of thing, but I've been so encouraged in this one random weird game that I'm like, well, you know what? I think it might be worth it to do it. Um, is that wrong? I pronounced Kyle's name Kylet. I did. So the way I saw it, I thought the X was silent. So I thought the name was Kylet 500, because I've seen people do that, use a lowercase x for space. So is it Kyle Texas 500 or Kyle TX? My apologies for getting it wrong. I do that. I unfortunately do that to a lot of people. Um, Completing an Atari game is like line 12,000 go to 10. It happens more often than you might think. Good old ET. Never liked that movie. I don't remember being a fan of the ET film myself. I know I saw it. I was saying I think it's been 30 years since I watched it. Um, it didn't never really did it for me. And welcome to the stream, Derek Ocean. Loop back to the start. Yep. Props for real hardware and the RF too, by the way. Thank you. Yeah, I tried to do everything on original hardware. Um, which that combined with the fact that I use really really cheap equipment means my stream footage is rather dubious most of the time. um, is that Dick Tracy following you? You know what? He kind of does. He kind of does look like that. Um, thank you for the follows. I got some more people to thank here though. Dartomic and Mecha Kong. Thank you very much. Wow, you guys, what a raid! You guys are all very kind to me. Thank you so much. Um, I've played most of my Atari 2600 stuff on the Switch and the Retron. Um, yeah, I wouldn't even know. I guess the virtual console stuff. I don't know. I don't know if you by that you mean that you bought stuff off the eShop, or if you have got Homebrew on your Switch. Um, I'm fortunate enough. I have a fairly large collection of retro games. Um, I'm just lucky in that respect. I've spent a lot of time and effort to collect them, and been fortunate enough that I've been able to hold on to most of them. So I really want to try and make use of them on my streams as much as possible. You want to try the Castlevania Adventure soon? You got the I'm sorry, I'm really far behind in the chat. I'm trying to catch up. I got the compilation on the PS4, and it's in there. I think that's where the speedrunner Mazin is his name. I think he played it in one of those compilations. I think on the Switch, and that's what got him really into it. I think that's what he said. I'm triggering a number stage. Oh, thank you for the magic bean, Sparrow. I'm sorry, I'm really far behind. We'll get to that. Um, oh, oh my. Oh. Kyle, Texas. Okay. I used to live in Texas. I lived in Houston for like 7 years. I'm in Wisconsin now, but I moved up here a couple years ago from Houston. I had a lot of good friends in Houston, but I hated the weather. I couldn't stay there. It was the heat was miserable for me. I first thought Kyle really liked to text. Yeah, this is on the 2600. Only the only game to ever get eviscerated for trying entirely too hard. Yeah. This game, all right, all right, yeah, you have to give it to this game, I guess. It is ambitious. It's still terrible, but I will give it the praise of being ambitious. There's actually an Atari Flashback Classics collection on the Switch with a bunch of the arcade 2600 and 20 and 7800 games. It's a decent starter set. I didn't know that. I haven't seen that. But that sounds really cool. I think I pretty much have everything I would want to play on the 2600 on cartridges, but I don't know. Maybe I should take a look at it. I have volume 1 and 2 of those flashback comps on the PS4. They seem fun. Um, for as long as you expect from Atari games, yeah. Oh, and welcome, Super Train Station. Welcome to the stream. Not far from Wisconsin. I'm in Illinois. Yep, we're right next to each other then. Um, a lot of them don't hold interest for too long, but there's some gems too, like Lunar Lander, Adventure, Night Driver. I've actually never played any of those three that you just mentioned. I haven't played Lunar Lander, Adventure, or Night Driver. Um, I loved this game when I was a kid. I apparently had terrible taste. You loved ET, and I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Is your name pronounced Squirrel? All right, so I'm Sparrow redeemed his channel points for a bean. So what? This is terrible. So these are those bean boozled beans. So some of them taste good, and most of them taste like trash. And now I'm gonna eat one. So without looking, all right. So we got looks like a white one or off white. Off white. That's this is buttered popcorn or rotten egg, I think. I'm correct. All right, I got one correct. Excellent. I'm very proud of myself. All right, so we're gonna see what this is. See, the thing is about this bean, it's buttered popcorn or rotten egg. I hate both of those flavors, so like I don't even know what I prefer it to be. But I'm gonna suffer through this now. So let's see. Oh, Sparrow. Oh, terrible. Absolutely terrible. I'm very unhappy. Oh, those beans are stacked against me. Something terrible. Oh, what a what a bad time. Don't exhale too hard because you'll taste it again. The worst thing, the thing I hate worst about them is when they get stuck in my teeth, and then I have to sit here and pick at my teeth with my tongue to try and get it all out. But oh, fortunately, they're usually just sort of like a punch of bad flavor, and then after the first sort of wave goes over you, it kind of dies down fairly quickly. Like there's some lingering unpleasantness, but none of it's as bad as the first hit that you get after you bite into one. Oh man. Lunar Lander, yes, I think they used vector graphics on that game, on the Atari flashbacks. It seems to emulate the Atari co-op machines rather than the 2600. And in a way, that's good. Interesting. He could have just made a Pac-Man clone with ET, but he actually tried to take themes from the movie and had far too little time to do so. Thanks, by the way. No problem. Adventure is a must play on the Atari 2600. All right. I mean, I've got it. I'm sure I have a copy of it. I think I have most of the big name, like Atari 2600 games, like most of the titles you would want. I think I've got them all, pretty much got them all. So I'll have to give it a shot. Remember being a kid in the early 90s and Atari having this legendary sort of status before the internet made seeing and hearing these games possible. The idea fascinated me. Looking back, those games were only like 10 years old then. It's like today if we were talking about games from 2011. What have I done? Are you about to barf? I'm so sorry. I'm okay. They make those beans. They make me gag sometimes, but I don't. I think if I ever feel like I'm actually in trouble of throwing up, I'm going to cut my face cam off and hopefully my mic. Um, the bean was rotten egg, Sparrow. All right, so I think I finally caught up with where we are in the chat. So why don't I see if I can move ET around a little bit more? Oh, what a time! I've definitely wasted too much of my energy to do anything of value here, but we'll get a little bit more practice with the movement, if nothing else. So, for anyone not familiar with E.T., let me see. I think how the game works. There are several screens that we have to travel between, and most of them are filled with these, like, pits in the ground. And what we're doing is we're trying to fall into these pits so we can see if any of them have pieces of E.T.'s telephone hidden inside. There are 3 telephone pieces. We have to find all 3. We have to call our spaceship, and then we have to go to where it's going to pick us up. And we have to do that before that number at the bottom that's ticking down runs out. That number is E.T.'s energy, his power, and when it hits 0, he dies. You start off with 99.99, and then if you die, Elliot comes and gives you 1,500. Excuse me, sorry about that. Which isn't enough to do anything. The 1,500 is really not enough. There's a detective. If the detective runs into us, he takes away a piece of the telephone or a piece of candy. You see that black dot above E.T.'s head? That's a piece of candy. In theory, you can eat a piece of candy to restore your health, to build that number back up. But it gives you so little, and you have to be standing on the exact right spot in the overworld, or you can't do it. Like, E.T. has several different powers in this game, and the powers are represented by the symbol at the top of the screen. Like right now, that up arrow is the ability to fly, which only works when you're in pits. And then there, so like circle with a dot means eat a piece of candy. Arrow means teleport to the next screen in that direction. But like which power is available to you depends on where you're standing on the map. So that's why I said in theory I could eat a piece of candy. But the thing is, you have to find a piece of candy, and then you have to make it to the spot on the overworld that lets you eat a piece of candy in order to even do it. It's a mess. This game is a mess. I don't know what the question mark does, fittingly. I'm not really sure what this does. I think it calls Elliot, or it's supposed to, but it's never worked for me. Well, that's not true. It worked for me on a different screen. But even when Elliot comes to, even when you successfully call Elliot and he comes to you, he doesn't do anything. So I don't know what the point of it is. I own the 2600 Pac-Man cart since 1996, but have yet to have a system to play it on. I probably won't at this point, but I still treasure it. I started off the stream tonight with Pac-Man on the, of course, on the 2600. I started the stream with that. I played that for about an hour. So that's one of the 2 games. Is like everyone knows this game killed the video game industry in the U.S. But Pac-Man actually had a lot to do with it too. But playing Pac-Man tonight is like Pac-Man. The 2600 version of Pac-Man is serviceable. Like it's not nearly as terrible as this game is. I love Elliot in his stripy sweater and MJ style swagger when he runs up to help you. Hello, Slit Lip. Welcome to the stream. I remember this game. This is my first time playing this game is tonight, and what a crushing experience it is. I have of course seen footage of it and seen it played before, but it's a lot more awful in person. Playing it for yourself. It is getting better though, I must say. The longer I play it, the more I sort of adapt to it. So some of my I was feeling quite venomous toward it. I was feeling quite venomous toward this game about 30 minutes ago, but my anger toward it has kind of died down quite a bit. I have an HDMI out flashback with almost a full 2600 library that I'd ever want, and I still haven't touched it yet. There's a... So I've probably only played like 4% of my game collection. There's an overwhelming amount of video game stuff that I own that I've never made use of. Streaming has been helping me fix that, though. Things have been getting slowly but surely better in the regards of percentage of my video games that I've played. Now that I'm streaming. Squirrel, thank you very much for the follow. Thank you. Sounds about right. Pac-Man just seemed rushed. Miss Pac-Man on this system proves how good Pac-Man should have been. I was saying that too. I've played Miss Pac-Man on the 2600 before, and I remember it being significantly better than Pac-Man. I think that's got to be it. Yeah, that's it for this attempt. This attempt wasn't much of an attempt. I kind of didn't play very well at all there. But we'll give it another go here in just a second. I'll be streaming my 2600 and television and Coleco flashback system someday. There's just no hurry. It's not like they're gonna expire. As for the original corrosion and all that, yeah, there's don't they call it bit rot? That when the cartridges start to wear down. I think I liked Journey Escape and Yar's Revenge on the 2600 too. I don't think I've played either of those yet either. I haven't really explored the 2600 library very much at all. I had a 2600 as a kid, but I don't really remember what games I had for it, other than I think I had Space Invaders, and I think my uncle had Pitfall. But I don't really remember what I played on it. Of course, modern hobbyists, knowing all the coding tricks of these days, with all the time in the world, have done versions of Pac-Man for 2600 that blow away anything they could have done then. Yeah. The ones that have the silver cartridges were almost always good too. I love it when they squeeze way more out of an old console or micro than ever imagined. I was hoping you had Pitfall, Frownie. To me, it's a staple. Most Activision games were bundled with the 2600 Junior, if I recall. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether or not I have Pitfall Sparrow. I can take a quick look. Those are in television games. That's a Famicom game. Oh no, is this an Atari game? I think so. I don't think I have Pitfall Sparrow. I think that's one of the few. Desirable Atari games that 2600 games I don't actually have. Yeah, we just did Donkey Kong on the 2600 right before ET. We did tonight. We've done Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, and now ET. The Donkey Kong went pretty well. It's not a whole lot of a game. It's only 2 boards of the 4 in the Donkey Kong arcade game, but it's all right. One of my friends had Porky's and Custer's Revenge, or whatever it was called. Somehow they were supposed to be dirty, but the graphics are so bad. I think Pitfall is on the flashback system I have. I have 2 or 3 Atari flashback consoles. I don't know what's on them though. I've just picked them up at like yard sales or thrift shops or something. So I've got them sitting around collecting dust, but I've never really tried them. I've played the actual 2600 more than I've played any of the flashback things. And I haven't played the 2600, and I haven't played the 2600 very much at all. There was this bundle pack where I had like 5 games in one. There's a boxing game, Stampede, River Raid, and stuff like that. Also, one of the comps, a game called Barnstorming, which was pretty cute. Alright, so from the top, I'm gonna focus. I'm gonna give it a real serious try this time. Oh, leave me alone. Alright, we got a phone piece. Immediately, look at that. We get a phone piece, and the detective is right there immediately. That guy needs something better to do. So one of E.T.'s abilities, he can bring that flower back to life. I don't know what purpose that serves. I've done it almost every playthrough so far. But I don't know if I gain anything from it. This scientist is really getting a hold of me this time. Did we check these already? I don't even remember now. Phil the Tool. Thank you for the follow, Phil. Much appreciated. Oh no, the detective took my phone piece. So if the detective takes a phone piece from us, we're pretty much doomed. I think. I don't think there's any. I don't think there's any hope of completing a loop when that's going on. Phil, hey, thank you very much. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate the support. Thank you. No good. No good. Over half our energy is gone. Over half our energy is gone, and we don't have any phone pieces. I'm getting stuck in the loop of a... Stuck in the loop of falling in the pit 1,000 times. Okay, there's a piece. If the detective is up here, I'm gonna be very upset. I'm very upset. Why? Why has he got to be there? He wasn't there when we went into the pit, but he was right there as soon as we come out. Oh, I really don't like this guy. Come on, E.T. Don't be... There he is. Just waiting to take my phone piece away. All right, we got two. Hey, we got 2 pieces. I didn't make it out of the pit though. Okay, get back to it in just a moment. Let's see. I remember going to the shop and actually buying F-14 Tomcat and playing it for hours. Very rudimentary, but a functional flight simulator. So is this game actually finished? I think this game is finished, but just barely. Just barely. Hey, the snow cleared up. That's nice. I think Super Breakout or Warlords are my favorite on the system, but Warlords worked best with 4 players. I think of the game, so I haven't explored a lot of the library. I think probably Miss Pac-Man is my favorite thing that I've played on the Atari 2600. Breakout's really fun too, though. That would probably be a close second, but I haven't explored a lot of the library yet. Because that sounds like stuff I would make while thinking about what to do with the game or something I would finish later. 4 players, what is this sorcery? The paddles had 2 control... Oh, that's right. The paddles had 2 controllers per input. That one would probably hold up surprisingly. Paddles are probably the nicest input method for the Atari, and there's games beyond Pong that make good use of it by the look. I don't recall owning any myself. So I definitely had paddles when I was a kid for the Atari. I don't remember what games we played with them though. My Atari memories are basically non-existent, aside from remembering I had the console. I just don't remember doing much with it. So, come on, what? Come out of the pit face to face with the detective. Utter, complete and utter nonsense. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is why it's really bad to have one of your phone pieces stolen, is because then you have to research all of the pits that you've already searched, because it could be in any of them. All right, we are approaching the end of our life. For whatever reason, I remember the Commodore 64 much more clearly than I remember the Atari 2600, even though I would have been younger when we had the Commodore. You figure my memories would have gotten clearer, but would get clearer as I got older, but they get foggier. Were the paddles endless, or did they have a hard left and right limit? I think they have a hard limit. It's more than a complete turn in either direction, though, if I remember right. And actually, I think there are different. I think there are actually different styles of paddles. I think that there are some with a limit and some without. But I think the ones with a limit, I think you can actually turn it more than a full turn in either direction by a little bit. It's been a very long time since I've used an Atari paddle, so we might could pick out a game that does that, or oh well. Hey, hello, the Gamera Obscura. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for the raid, and hello to your friends. Welcome to the Atari 2600. I'm currently suffering through ET. I've been at it for a while now. I got really close to completing a loop, but so far it has not happened. There's a racing style paddle without the hard stops. I'm not sure if I have each of the types of paddles currently, though. I'm pretty sure I've got the tennis style paddles that have the hard stops. If they had no limit, they would have been a good early example of a rotary encoder, I guess. I will defend this game's honor to the death. It's not good, but it's at least beatable. Don't rewind my VOD. I've had nothing but unkind things to say about this game. Oh. I did, before you came in though, I did admit that the longer I play it, the less angry I am at it. Don't get me wrong, it's pretty terrible, but it's far from the worst game ever. When I get stuck in a loop like this where I keep falling down a pit, that's when I feel like it's the worst game ever. when I'm not constantly stuck on one pit, then I tend to agree with you. It's not quite the most terrible thing in the universe, but it's not very good. Oh man. I'm really starting to like the sound of E.T.'s footsteps. It sounds like a horse trotting. Okay, I need to get out of this pit, and I need to teleport if I can, because there's a detective right on top of me, and I can't teleport. All right, we got 2 pieces. Well, we're about to lose at least 1 piece. Yep, there it goes. So pretty much always, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty much always stuck in a pit of some type. It's just the worst thing is getting stuck in this loop where you can't get out of a pit. I kind of get what I was doing wrong before, but and this scientist will not leave me alone. All right. I would do much better in this game if I were better at keeping a mental checklist of which pits I've checked. I think I've checked all 4 of these. See, I don't remember if I checked these or if it was the other screen. I don't think I've checked these. Not that it matters now, because all my phone pieces have been stolen, and my candy. I just had a short YouTube video playing just now about the paddles, and wow, some of the games look really good to me. The one-player games appear to be running at full speed, 60 hertz. Really creative uses of a limited but seemingly quite accurate control scheme. The games that were basically Breakout had a pretty decent skill barrier. Well, no reason to be afraid of the detective when I don't have any phone pieces, so just gonna see now I have reason to be afraid of him. Let's get out of here. If only... So I fell down the pit and I died. And it was a pit that had the telephone piece. If only I had been able to pick up that telephone piece before I died. And how, unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. Choji, IV Choji. Hey, thank you for the follow. And thank you too, Gamera Obscura. Very much appreciated. All things considered, I'd rather be kidnapped by the scientist than robbed by the detective. Our odds of completing this loop are disastrously bad, but we will press on, I was saying, as I had my last telephone piece taken from me. Rhymes with camera, but you can call me Gam or Gammy if you're a Seinfeld fan. I do like some Seinfeld, but I don't get the Gammy thing. I don't think I've seen every episode. Frownie, you're saying you remember the C64 more fondly. Interesting fact: the sound chip, called the SID, actually took the role of reading paddle input with a basic analog to digital converter. Elliot disappears once ET is rezzed. Does that mean Elliot is consumed every time? It does. It is weird. It does look like Elliot merges with ET to bring him back to life. I didn't think consumed, but it's from the episode in which George is trying to get his coworkers to call him T-Bone. My grandfather's brother was known as T-Bone in our family. I don't even know, like, I never even knew him that well. I probably only ever interacted with him like a handful of times. But my parents would talk about him from time to time. And that's the only thing I ever heard him called was T-Bone. Camera is really neat. He is made of turtle meat. Go Camera. Oh man, that was supposed to be a good, focused, serious attempt. It started off that way, but things went downhill. I'd really love to complete a loop of this, but I don't know. I don't know that I have it in me. Well, I mean, I guess if I'm on a screen that has the detective on it, I guess I'm happy there wasn't a piece of phone in any of those pits anyway, because he would have just taken it. Why is this guy? Why is this guy always hanging out on my screen? How am I supposed to get away from him? I just don't I just don't understand. Why is he always here? They put two pieces of the phone right next to each other. Unbelievable. I'm sure the detective's really excited. He's still there. I need him to go away. And stay away. I don't remember if I checked these already or not. Macy with Galaxy Crown. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Sorry it took me a moment to get to that one. I don't always catch the feed right away, but thank you. It's very appreciated. Oh no, he got one of my phone pieces. I didn't even notice. Oh, I don't like that guy. I'm not really sure. Sometimes I get away from the scientist and I've lost all my phone pieces. I've lost all my hope. And again, the thing where I die in a pit with a phone piece before I'm able to get it. That makes me so sad. That's just take me, do your worst, scientist. I think it's hilarious that the best developer available at the time spent 5 months making this, and it almost killed the whole industry. Meanwhile, today you've got people making absolute trash on purpose, and they just become lovable memes. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know that I'm particularly interested in intentionally broken games. I know there are a lot of people that like to stream them and like to play them in general, but like I don't know, that's my kind of thing. Like someone suggested one night that they wanted me to stream pizza chef simulator, something like that. Cooking simulator, but it was a pizza version of it. But anyway, like I've seen footage from that game. I'm good. I don't think I need to play it. I think I'll stick to games that are accidentally broken. Like the toast game or the guy in the kettle one. I don't know the guy in the kettle one. I think I know the toast game. The I Am Bread, I think it is. Or Baldi's Basics. Yeah, those kind of things just they just don't really do much for me. There's no hope of me completing this loop. I can't believe I still have another life. I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm doing at this point. I think this game has well and truly defeated me, my friends. It might be worth it might be worth coming back to see if I can ever complete a loop, but I think I need to move on to something a little more productive. something a little less painful to play. At least for now. So, this isn't the only Atari night we're gonna do, so we'll come back to it. Let me take a quick look and see what else we got. Oh. The two that look terrible, but in a fun way to play for me. Oh my. Airport for Aliens, currently run by dogs. The second one actually has good reviews, though. I don't know how long you were playing before I rated you, but even since then, you've spent more time on it than it deserves. I don't know. I feel like I was playing this game for about 2 hours. And I think I agree with you. I really would like to complete a loop, though, just to have done it, to check it off the list. But I don't think I have it in me. Two hours, yeah, I think somewhere about there. It was just past. I think it was just past the 2-hour mark when I started it. We did Pac-Man for about an hour, and then we did Donkey Kong for about an hour, and I'm at the 4-hour mark on my stream, so it must have been for close to 2 hours. So, watch out, you're gonna get hit with a blast of static here.